is not walking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nothing like that. Yeah. Oh. Yeah. Yeah. Right here. They still have them. Yeah. I used to play the picture. I'm trying to get this law. We only built it. Used to be the Valley Bank up on around the third or fourth floor. See all the so doing that has been
Nice to meet you. I'm glad you're here. I was just checking. So you've got everything you need. I think you've been helping, but yeah, you got 50%. Okay.
they call you. What do you see? Probably not going to walk other people, so. I'm Sharon. She's kind of nervous.
Recording in progress.
All right, everyone, if you could make your way to a seat or standing room. We have a full house today. I'm excited about that because of what we're going to go through in a few minutes. And I'm mostly just buying a little bit of time for people to find their seats. Okay, well, thank you all for coming. We have an exciting announcement to make today that I think is going to benefit our area, sort of collectively, Western Montana. And we have representatives from pretty much every significant governmental entity in our region and in our country here. Before I name those, I'm Rick Enos. I'm the Executive Officer for CSKT Tribes, and I want to thank you all for coming. As I mentioned, we have representatives from a bunch of different groups here. Obviously, CSKT Council is here and a bunch of staff. We have a group from the Blackfeet Nation, the Governor's Office, Missoula County Commissioners, thank you for joining, Department of Commerce, White House, and Senators Tester and Daines, and Congressman Rosendale. There is an agenda for this portion of the afternoon up on the screen. If any of you would like one, we have some up here. Flag myself or Shane, we can pass one out, but we're gonna get started here with a flag song from Yamansu. So if I could please ask you to stand again. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Yamasu. You can have a seat. For at least a second here until we have Vice Chairman Two-Teeth come up and do our invocation. But my name is Shane Morger. I'll be your MC today. I'm one of the Deputy Executive Officers here for CSKT. And we want to kick things off here after Yamasu with our invocation with Vice Chairman Two-Teeth.
Thank you, Shane. Before we get started here, I wanted to say a prayer here for this event. Grandfather, today we are so grateful and thankful for what you continue to do for us. We thank you on this new endeavor that you have brought forward to us. Grandfather, we're so grateful for the blessing. We're thankful for this beautiful land that you've given us to take care of. And once again, I pray for all of us here today. I pray that you be here with us today as we celebrate and move forward to a whole new beginning for our people. And once again, Grandfather, I thank you for the food that we were able to share here with all of us today. And Grandfather, I pray for all of our guests, all the ones that have traveled far and near, that they have safe travels home back to their family. Today, I'm so grateful. I ask you also to pray. All right, thank you. Thank you. Once again, I want to thank you all for being with us here today. Before I get started, I just wanted to quickly acknowledge our former chairman, Ron Trahan, and his wife joined us to be here with us today. And so grateful. I want to thank them both because as our former chairman and leader, Ron, has done some great work for our people, and I just felt the need to acknowledge them. So Ron, thank you for being here with us today. It's a whole new beginning for us as we move forward with these types of endeavors that you brought forward to us. And I look forward to all of us working together on providing such a vital service to our people. You know, many of you know that on our tribal homelands, there are many people that don't have this type of service in their homes. So when we have projects like this come forward to us, it's very, very exciting. I just also want to acknowledge our staff for the hard work that they've done to get where we're at today. It's so great. Let's give them a round of applause. So with that said, I just wanted to briefly say thank you all for joining us today and celebrating. This is very meaningful to us, and we're so grateful for things like this when they happen to us. So I will now turn it over to Shane. Shane, thank you. Thanks for being in touch.
Thank you, Vice Chairman Two-Teeth. At this point, we would like to invite our first guest up here. But before we do that, I just want to say again, thank you all for coming out here today, and our neighbors at Blackfeet for making the drive to come down here. I hope everybody enjoys the meal. You know, one of the things I pray for every morning when I get up to Tupia is for strength to do good for our people. So today I ask for you all to have that strength to do good for your people as you carry these endeavors forward, just as Vice Chairman Two-Teeth just mentioned. So with that, I'd like to invite up Danae Wilson, the Assistant Director for Internet Access with the White House Office of Science and Technology.
Good afternoon. My name is Danae Wilson, and I am a member of the Nez Perce tribe, and I live and work on the Nez Perce Reservation in Idaho. I work for the White House Office of Science and Technology Policy, or OSTP. OSTP leads Interagency Tribal High-Speed Internet Working Group that is cooperatively sharing information for deployment of high-speed internet on tribal lands. The interagency groups meet regularly to share data on agency activities for funding, outreach, and technical assistance. The intent is to ensure a joint effort is being made to disperse the information over many platforms. The National Telecommunication and Information Administration has done significant amount of outreach and tribal consultation. I was in your shoes for those of you who are building broadband networks. I sat where you are, and I understand the process you go through. When Native nations succeed at broadband deployment, all rural communities around them benefit. Yesterday, I had the opportunity to participate in your powwow at the Missoula Park, and it was wonderful to be there and to dance with you all. I really appreciate the drums and the events that took place there. It was very exciting. It is with the utmost excitement I turn it over to NTIA and have them come and do the announcement. We're all here to hear. Thank you.
My name is Margaret Gutierrez, and I'm an enrolled member with the Citizen Potawatomi Nation. I was born and raised on the Agua Caliente Indian Reservation in Palm Springs, California, which is where I still reside. I am the acting deputy chief with NTIA's Office of Internet Connectivity and Growth, Tribal Broadband Connectivity and Nation-to-Nation Coordination Division, U.S. Department of Commerce. Today, President Biden, the Department of Commerce, and NTIA are excited to announce a combined total of $74.8 million in high-speed internet infrastructure grants awarded to the Blackfeet Tribe, the Blackfeet Indian Reservation, and the Confederated Salish and Kootenai Tribe for the expansion of high-speed internet access through the Tribal Broadband Connectivity Program. Here at Confederated Salish and Kootenai Tribe, the Broadband Infrastructure Deployment Project will install a combination of fiber and wireless service to directly connect 927 unserved tribal households, 35 unserved tribal businesses, and 22 unserved tribal community anchor institutions. In Blackfeet, the Broadband Infrastructure Deployment Project will install fiber directly connecting 4,482 unserved Native American households with fiber to the home. This announcement here today is also part of a wider announcement of $601.68 million in high-speed internet infrastructure grants to a total of 23 tribal entities that will connect a total of 42,569 Native American households. With today's announcement, we've now awarded more than $1.3 billion in funding through the Tribal Broadband Connectivity Program. We have many more tribal grants to award and are thrilled to make those announcements in the coming months. This program and legislation, like President Biden's historic bipartisan infrastructure law, plays a key role in the continuing effort to achieve the Biden administration's goal of ensuring affordable, reliable, high-speed internet access for all. Together, these programs will ensure that everyone in America will have reliable, high-speed internet for today and for our future generations. President Biden's bipartisan infrastructure law has provided us with the resources to finally do something decisive about the digital divide that has plagued America for more than 2 decades. This is our generation's opportunity to emulate those who came before us and had the vision and the willingness to invest in bringing water and electricity to rural America and to connect the continental U.S. via interstate highways. NTIA administers 4 programs funded through President Biden's bipartisan infrastructure law as part of the Internet for All initiative, which will help meet President Biden's goal of connecting everyone in America to affordable, reliable, high-speed internet. These programs will connect every American to resources and technologies that will develop and improve skills in the local workforce and build and empower those communities. The $42.5 billion Broadband Equity Access and Deployment Program provides resources to make affordable and reliable high-speed internet a reality for millions of Americans across the country, finally connecting everyone in our nation to the resources and technologies necessary to access and use the internet effectively. Earlier this year, we announced that all 56 states and territories submitted their application to participate in this historic moment for our country. That means that right now the responsibility sits with us. We're currently processing and vetting those applications to make sure that these programs continue moving forward as quickly and effectively as possible. The Digital Equity Planning Capacity and Competitive Grants invest $2.75 billion to address the hard reality that many Americans live with daily. High-speed internet is a necessity, not a luxury. We received over 400 letters of intent from tribal entities and will begin awarding planning grants for this program in the coming future. NTIA also administers the Enabling Middle Mile Broadband Infrastructure Program. Middle Mile infrastructure bridges the gap between where information is stored and the people interacting with it, typically aggregated and delivered between networks and computers across the world. The nation's middle mile networks make it possible for Americans to transfer data across the world, enabling community, competition, learning, and well-being. The Enabling Middle Mile Broadband Infrastructure Program, a $1 billion competitive grant program that will invest in the expansion and enhancement of middle mile infrastructure to reduce the cost of connecting unserved and underserved areas. NTIA has received over 200 applications for this program and is thrilled to have begun reviewing those. I mentioned earlier that every state and territory has submitted their BEAD planning grant application, and that right now the ball is in our court. Once we've completed the process, states will be awarded up to $5 million to start a planning process that requires local coordination and tribal consultation. We've required this because we know that we will not be successful in creating internet for all if communities aren't at the table from the beginning. Having you all stay engaged in the state's planning process is essential for achieving the goal of providing internet for all. We need all of our partners to continue to come to the table with the voice that is part of the conversations and to be a part of the solution that connect this nation. Thank you all again for being here today and for your willingness to contribute to this critical cause. And thank you for allowing me to be here on your land.
Well, thank you so much, Margaret. We almost had almost a mic drop, like literally there. We appreciate you taking the time to spend the day with us yesterday during our Bear Tracks celebration. Obviously, this has been a huge week for CSKT, and I think I was tuckered out earlier, but now I'm excited again to hear this great news. I know our IT staff worked super hard on this on the grant application, and they're really excited to get to work. But with that, I would like to invite up our tribal chairman to come and say a few words and remarks in response to the announcement.
I'm going to bring a mic so they drop it. Wow. What great news. What a super thing today is. When you think about the Biden administration and this announcement for our Native people here on our reservation, the Blackfeet Nation, it's tremendous. When you really think about, I gotta go back in time. What did the pandemic really demonstrate to us? It demonstrated how much we're not provided equal access to technology, workplace environments, education, healthcare. All those things are critically important, things that are the norm outside of our reservations. And so having this ability to use this broadband grant to provide this improvement, to provide this service to we have so many people that don't have any internet service. We have so many people that have really ineffective, low quality service. And to be able to have this opportunity to connect, to get access to education, healthcare, communications, all those things that we're missing is generational change. It's huge. It's such an advancement. So being able for us to lay 300 miles of fiber optic with our great staff and put together this package for us, and knowing what our needs are to be able to provide this service to our underserved communities, our tribal members here on the reservation, it just can't be overstated how important this is. So putting us at equal footing in the future, being able to provide, off-site learning, be able to provide so much of an increased service to all of our institutions that we have here on the reservation, whether it's our colleges, our libraries, our healthcare facilities, our tribal government offices. It just can't be, again, overstated how important this is. So I want to thank the administration for this. It is super. We look forward to being able to implement this and have it fully vetted in a few years. And again, thank you so much.
Thank you, Chairman Tom McDonald, for your comments. Obviously, we're really excited that the members of the Blackfeet Tribal Business Council could join us here today for their announcement award as well. So I'd like to introduce and invite up here to provide some response and remarks, Blackfeet Tribal Business Council Vice Chair, Lauren Monroe Jr.
Economics Company, everyone. It's good morning in Blackfoot. So I just want to say thank you to Chairman McDonald for the prayers this morning, for hosting us this morning as we make our way here to celebrate such good news on behalf of integrity and progress on behalf of our people. So the Blackfeet tribe is pleased to hear that we were awarded a grant from the National Telecommunications and Information Administration to assist us in our infrastructure efforts to provide quality, high-speed internet service to our people on the Blackfeet Reservation. This funding from the Tribal Broadband Community Connectivity Program will help us close the digital divide by replacing the existing antiquated copper-based telephone line system which is in place and replace it with high-speed fiber to the home. With the recent COVID pandemic that impacted us on the Blackfeet Reservation, and it clearly exposed a lack of access to quality broadband internet for online education services, healthcare, and working from the home for our tribal employees. That is why the Blackfeet Tribal Council worked in partnership with the Tribal Siting Corporation to acquire the local telephone exchange and begin to lay fiber on our reservation to address the need. We are excited that our new tribal communications business will be building out the infrastructure and creating additional jobs and economic opportunities for our tribe and its tribal members for the years to come. Just a few more words. I just want to also acknowledge Patrick Armstrong and Mr. Everett Armstrong, our Tribal Business Council, who also made the trip today. But in closing, it just helps our people continue forward, which is what our ancestors always fought for, which is a better tomorrow. And we know that internet is a thing that our people need today. Health care, telehealth, education, economic. We know it's a need and we see it being completed now. We want to thank the Biden administration, all the hands that helped this become a reality, because we know in the time of our ancestors, many hands make light work and heavy loads, and this is a clear example of that. Thank you.
Thank you, Vice Chairman Monroe Jr. At this time, I'd like to invite Peter Matt up from Senator John Tester's office. He's the Native American liaison. We're very fortunate to have such a great delegation, a congressional delegation in Montana who've been supportive, and also very grateful to have a governor that's been supportive of broadband efforts in Montana. So I'd like to give Mr. Matt a few minutes here to read something on behalf of Senator Tester.
Good afternoon, everybody. As Shane mentioned, my name is Peter Matt. I work for U.S. Senator John Tester as his Native American liaison. So I've got a message to read on behalf of Senator Tester. Hello, it's great to be able to share a few words with you today. I want to start by thanking the CSKT and NTIA for hosting this press conference and for all the work you have done to bring high-speed internet to Indian country. As a Montanan from an area that has very limited cell service, I understand the importance of high-speed internet connectivity to our rural communities. Nowadays, students, business owners, and healthcare providers rely on the internet more than ever. And if we are going to keep pace with Montana's growing economy, it's critical that folks across the Treasure State have access to the resources they need to support their families and grow their small businesses. I was proud to have worked with you to secure more than $41 million for high-speed internet connectivity for CSKT and more than $33 million for Blackfeet through the Tribal Broadband Connectivity Program, which we created through the Consolidated Appropriations Act last year. And with your help, we ensured that our historic bipartisan infrastructure package bolstered this critical program, supplying it with an additional $2 billion to meet the needs of tribes here in the Big Sky Country. This is critical funding that will fundamentally change the lives of folks across Indian country, and we could not have secured it without your help. So, thank you again for your tireless efforts and for inviting me to this event here today. Take care, and know that my door is always open. Thank you.
Thank you, Peter. So the next speaker I'd like to introduce is a friend of mine who works tirelessly as the Director of Indian Affairs for Governor Gianforte, who is working directly on broadband efforts herself in the state of Montana. So I'd like to welcome up the Director of Indian Affairs, Misty Cole.
Wow, these are two days, two historic moments for CSKT, and I want to also congratulate our Blackfeet neighbors. This is such a game changer. To say that is a gross understatement, actually. And like Shane mentioned, we are putting a lot of effort in making sure that tribal and rural communities have the same access to connectivity that our other neighbors have. And what that means is really game changers in medicine, education, even now therapists are offering counseling online. But how meaningful for some of our youth that are struggling in our communities. So this is really great. And I keep thinking, Chief Joseph said, "Let me be a free man." And this moment today is a key to unlocking even more freedom for our people. And I'm really honored to be here today. Thank you so much. And I hope, I know that both tribes are going to steward these funds to really make sure that that information gets to the fingertips of every tribal member. And this, like Chairman McDonald mentioned, this is also a game changer for surrounding rural communities. So this is really exciting, and I'm super excited to be here. Thank you so much.
All right, so our last speaker that I'd like to invite up here is Dan Jessup, the field representative for U.S. Representative Matt Rosendale. Thank you, Matt.
Hey, good afternoon, everybody. I'm Dan Jessup. I live and work down in Missoula for Congressman Rosendale, and I'd like to read a little letter on his behalf today. Dear friends, thank you for letting me attend and share a few words with you today. Last year, President Joe Biden signed the Infrastructure Investment and Jobs Act into law. Together, Republicans, Democrats, and Independents decided on how to use taxpayer money for the benefit of the American people. Roads are being fixed, new bridges are being built, and we are making major investments in reliable high-speed internet. Internet for All brings affordable internet all over Montana in an age where the internet is a requirement for online schooling, work, and communication. Internet for All will also expand telehealth communications faster, something that I've been pushing in Congress since I was elected. Simply put, the internet is a requirement in today's digital age. Congratulations to the Confederated Salish and Kootenai tribes on receiving the support and funding to invest in broadband capability. If I can ever be of help, don't hesitate to reach out to myself or my staff. Sincerely, Matt Rosendale.
All right, thanks, Dan. Again, we're very grateful for all of our congressional delegation in Montana. Senator Daines has been great to work with. Senator John Tester has obviously been great to work with, and Congressman Rosendale. At this point, we would like to turn it over to press Q&A, and we'd like to have some of our, if there's any questions for regarding the grant, we'd like to kind of open it up for that. We have our IT folks here in the event that any of the council members might not have more detailed response for you, such as the chairman. So at this point, we'd open it up for that. And if anyone wants to talk, you make my life a lot easier when you don't have. Oh, okay. All right. So we have a question over here. All right.
Jennifer Rios with ABC Fox Montana. Just like many residents here, they're probably wondering, okay, when are our internet going to get started? What is there a timeline as to when this all will get started, or grants or applications? Do we have a timeline on how that process will look like?
Yeah, I could have one of our IT members who's worked on the grant come up and chat with us. Chuck Reese, I think he can give you kind of a better idea of what that looks like.
Good afternoon. My name is Chuck Reese. I'm the Infrastructure Administrator for CSKT. Regarding your question, the project is slated for 24 months, and then throughout the project, as facilities are integrated into the project and completed, we will start to bring last mile connectivity on.
or maybe with Missoula. So going off that question, going off that question, can you talk about what it will actually look like? Will people have to install something in their homes, or how will people know that this is completed?
As we do our build out, we have a hybrid network of fiber and wireless connectivity, licensed 2.5 LTE technology. And as we get the fiber delivered into an area and we complete our backhaul link from Missoula, then we will start scheduling client device installs at the home. And it'll just be through an announcement in that area as the project progresses.
No more questions? I think we're good. Thank you. It's getting very awkwardly quiet there. With that, we want to close out with one of our honor songs from Yaman Suit. So we'd ask everybody to stand for our closing. right, well, thank you all for coming again, and, you know, we really want to thank all the staff and everybody who helped put everything together today, the meal, our IT folks for helping us get it set up for the live stream, all our staff who's running around, Jennifer and everybody running around to help us get everything organized, of course, our drum group, our council members, and the rest of our team. So we really appreciate you all making the drive again to our Blackfeet neighbors, and we wish you safe travels home. So thank you and have a great day.